morning and welcome to What's Up Ocala. I'm your host, Andrew Praber, and today we're going to talk about my top 20 tips to stay cool here in Ocala in August. I know, it is definitely been some spicy heat going on around the world this summer. So let's talk about how we stay cool around here. One of the major things is going to the springs. Get there nice and early in the day. Go to Rainbow Springs, Juniper Springs, Salt Springs, Alexander Springs, Blue Springs. I don't know, any of the springs. Go on out there. The water is a lovely 72 degrees year-round. And it's basically nature's best air conditioning. So you can go and do that. You can go out in the Rainbow River and enjoy tubing and kayaking. You can go down to Homosassa as well. Homosassa has a whole slew of fantastic places to go kayaking and stuff out there and go and explore some of the springs. So there's a lot of different options with that. And again, 72 degrees year round. One of our favorite places to go tubing is down the Rainbow River. Absolutely fantastic. You're already super comfortable because the water is 72 degrees and it's fast moving, so much less likely to see some alligator action going on there. So there is a lot of really cool animal life and stuff that you get to enjoy. But yeah, Rainbow Springs, it's just amazing. The whole thing, I think, takes about 2 hours. I don't know. I've never really timed it personally. But yeah, I think it's about 2 hours. It's so much fun, especially when you bring a friend or some family members that you actually like and you go float down the river together. I mean, of course, you could do it on your own, but definitely with some friends would help. It just makes it a lot more fun. We actually recently went kayaking in Crystal River, but unfortunately, where we ended up going kayaking at, it was in like canals instead of those fast-moving springs waters. And so it was, of course, if you have like that brackish canal water, you're going to have alligators. I mean, like crazy. So it was alligator-infested waters. Obviously, we didn't get to go swimming. And we nearly melted in our kayaks. It was so blistering hot. And that was like in June. That wasn't even August. So I would just want to give you a heads up that you want to go to the right waters. You can also skip the water altogether and go to some of the most beautiful parks. We have a lot of really shady parks with lots of trees like Tuscaloosa, Shalom Park. Shalom is a great example of that. Santos Trailhead, that is very, very shady, and you can even ride your bike. So it kind of gives you a breeze with all of the trees, and you're kind of moving around with your bike. Anyway, I think it's great. I would still probably opt to go later in the day or earlier in the morning, but, you know, you do you. You could also maybe swap your walks with your dog to like early morning especially, or you could go swimming. There are some places that have dog-friendly water, so maybe take a quick dip with your dog at one of those. Keep in mind, you know it's hot. The concrete and especially the blacktop is super hot. So if you are going to take your dog for a walk, make sure that it's sufficiently cooled down. If it's been, throughout the day, definitely not middle of the day because, they can get their little paws burnt. And a good rule of thumb is basically if it's too hot for you to walk around barefoot, way too hot for them too. Okay. You don't want to cause harm to them just because you wanted to go out for a walk or wanted to take them for a walk. It goes from something being nice to something being painful. And that's definitely not what you intended. So if your feet are going to burn, dog's feet are going to burn, don't take them out at that time. Try for earlier in the morning or for the evening after sunset, basically. There's actually this really cool thing that you can do if you are going to go out and, maybe you have some yard work or something that has to be done, whatever. Go ahead and take a washcloth, get it wet, put it in the freezer, and then drape it around your neck while you're outside. It is so cool. You can also put it on top of your head and it just kind of lays down. If you have a darker colored shirt, maybe go ahead and soak that. I mean, just bring it in. And ladies, if you're looking for a little help with the top area, you might want to look into getting just a microfiber and putting it where it would be helpful, because it soaks up a lot of water and stuff. And, if you're going to sparkle, maybe get something to soak up the sparkling. Anyway, if you are going to sparkle, though, ladies, you also want to drink lots of water. I would say during the summertime, especially, I had a friend that recently really got sick because he wasn't drinking enough water while he was working outside. I know not everybody loves to drink water. Personally, I'm a huge fan, but maybe you just don't like the taste or something. Stick a slice of orange in there, or lemon or cucumber or something. Throw that in there. Maybe a little tiny bit of juice, like cranberry juice or something like that, just to add a little bit of natural flavor to it, because that will allow you to drink more if you actually enjoy the flavor. I personally do not go anywhere in the summertime, especially without my Stanley. So much so that I'm like, where's Stanley? Where's Stanley at? My husband actually may be getting jealous of Stanley. I'm not sure. You'll have to ask him. There's something that people in the South and Southwest have learned for centuries, and that's to embrace the siesta. During the hottest part of the day, that's not when you go outside, okay? That's not when you go out and do stuff. That's when you stay inside, in the shade, in the air conditioning preferably. You want to rest during the hottest part of the day. That way you can go out and do more in the mornings and in the evenings. If someone asks me to do any kind of physical labor, like, helping them move or something like that, maybe gardening, anything like that, and it's like in the middle of the day in Ocala in August, I would be appalled. It's not that I don't want to help my friends or family. I would literally be wondering about their sanity. You just don't do it in the middle of the day. You go up earlier or later, but not in the hardest part of the day. Unless it's like an emergency situation, yeah, we know when to head inside and when to be working on the yard or on the home or in the car. Like, I'm not going to be going and cleaning my car out during the hottest part of the day. That's morning, evening. Simple. One thing about my car, though, I will share is window covering magic. I have to tell you, yes, in your house, of course, you want to keep the blinds closed, keep the drapes closed, stuff like that. There's actually curtains that you can get that will help with the heat. They will actually help keep the heat out, which is really cool. But there's actually something I put in my car, which is, seriously, it's really cool. It actually makes a huge difference. It's a sunshade. I know you're thinking of your grandparents or something with that big aluminum foil thing that flips at, no. They do still have those, absolutely still have those. But I think they have some really, really cool ones that you can get that have cartoon character eyes and, different characters that you like. It just adds a lot more personality to it. But does it really work? Absolutely. So not only does mine turn my little red Prius into Lightning McQueen, it also brings down the temperature considerably in my car so that when I go to get in it, I'm not burning myself on the seats. One thing that my car did not come with, and it was a super huge regret for me, I really, really wish it had come with us, air-conditioned seats. Can you believe this? They have air-conditioned seats now, and I don't. I have heated seats. Who needs that? But that's okay. So maybe if you're looking for a new car, look for one with that, because that is amazing. Something else you might want to consider is your bedding. I happen to really enjoy being cooler at night, and I have noticed that cotton sheets work a lot better than polyester blends and stuff like that. Satin and silk sheets or anything like that is not so fun when you're all sweaty and sticky. That just does not sound like fun. Just go with a more natural, maybe bamboo, cotton, or even microfiber. We actually switch out our blanket too. We have a summertime blanket that's super, super thin. And then we have a winter comforter. I mean, why make the air conditioner work harder than it has to, right? I mean, you don't really need to be hot. Maybe you just enjoy the comfort and the feeling of having a blanket. Well, just go with one that's super, super, super thin. They do have like cooling gel pillows, and they have cooling beds and bed toppers that you can do. I've not tried those, but I did hear about all of the health benefits of sleeping on cold surfaces. So I had this big, I don't know, it was like a big gel ice pack for the freezer that I'd had from a surgery or whatever. So I was like, okay, I'm going to try this. So I put the ice pack on my bed with a thin towel on top of it, and I tried sleeping on top. It was interesting. Not something I really felt the need to repeat. Not necessarily anything that I would recommend, but it was definitely interesting. I'm glad I experimented with it, but it really wasn't for me. But, if you want to try it, give it a go. It was kind of interesting to have that just that coldness underneath. I don't know. I thought it was pretty cool. You do you. That's the whole thing. Try and figure out what works for you. I do think that you can really bring your core temperature down by having things like citrus popsicles, any kind of frozen fruit, anything like that. Cold watermelon or even frozen watermelon, absolutely amazing. Tastes so good. It's really harder to have like those heavier things, but I really, really enjoy just that fresh, citrusy taste or something like that. Having ice will really bring down that core temperature during the summer, which is great. Another thing that's going to bring down your temp is using ceiling fans. I have to tell you, we really love our ceiling fans here in Florida, okay? Make sure that they spin counterclockwise. There's actually a little, I don't know, toggle switch or whatever on the fan that will allow you to pick clockwise or counterclockwise. In summer, you want it to go counterclockwise. Okay, that's going to help push cool air down. If you run hotter than your spouse, which I don't, but whatever, you may just need an additional fan maybe on your side of the bed. My husband, I believe, honestly, is his own furnace. He's just always hotter than me. But I seem to feel the heat more, so maybe I do need a fan on my side. But it does actually add an extra benefit too, because depending on the model, you can use it for white noise, which is great. You don't have to hear every little itty bitty sound or whatever. You just have the sound of the fan, which is actually very reassuring. I don't know. Maybe it's a Florida thing. I'm not sure. One thing that you're going to want to look for when you come here, you'll notice that the most popular parking spots are not necessarily the ones closest to the store or building or whatever. It's the ones in the shade or under the trees. So park smart, okay? You want to be in the sunshade so that your steering wheel doesn't double as a braiding iron. It's a true thing. So yeah, it really is. It's kind of funny that people will literally, in some places they'll fight over the parking spots closest to the building or the store or whatever. Here, man, if there is a big old tree and you're going to be in the shade, everybody fights for that one because your car is going to be so much more comfortable and much, much cooler, and you're going to be much more comfortable when you go to get in it. So just saying, either use that sunshade, then you can park wherever you want, or go ahead and get into those shady spots, especially when you're going to an event or something like that. That's really helpful. Cooling your wrists and your ankles really does help to cool you down. Your head is also another place. That's why I mentioned having that, the handkerchief or whatever that's wet and frozen and putting that on really can help. But for some reason, your wrists and ankles, that can help drop your body temperature faster too. I personally don't enjoy a cold shower. Some people love it. They're like, yeah, they jump right in and it's a cold shower. Yeah, not my style. But a warm shower, slowly brought down to room temperature or maybe just slightly colder, especially about a minute before you get out of the shower. Now that is refreshing. That feels so good because you're not coming out all steamy and sweaty and everything, because you're going to be sweaty almost immediately. So just go ahead and take that cooler shower. Just maybe go just a little bit cooler so that while you're in the shower, your core temperature doesn't go up. It stays the same or even comes down a little bit. But you can do that slowly and especially more towards the end of your shower. Icing your drinks is another thing that's going to really help bring your core temperature down. The same as if you were eating those like frozen fruit and citrus and stuff like that. Having some reusable water bottles filled up with ice or just chilling them in the fridge so you're not tempted to crank the AC down to Arctic levels. Wow, you would be amazed at how much a cold drink can lower your temp. It feels so great. Keep in mind, hot things will also raise your temperature. So that's why a lot of people are not eating like soups and things like that, hot drinks, hot cocoa, stuff like that. Leave that for the winter months or at least the fall because, it's not going to help you much. Something else you want to consider, if you'll notice, there's not a lot of events that are outside during this time of the year. It's basically full stop. Nobody wants to go out in August, even in the evenings. But there are fun things that you can do. Going to the art museum, the Appleton is fantastic. Going to even the Ocala Drive-In or some of the other movie theaters. Ocala Drive-In, it's awesome because by the time it is dark enough to watch a movie, it's also cooled off enough to enjoy it. So maybe a good idea for that. But yeah, going to the movies is a great idea. Going to the mall, the flea market, those are awesome. Maybe going to the downtown market because that has all the fans and it's under roof, so you're not in direct sunlight or anything like that. Those are all great things to do during the hottest part of the summer because you're going to either have shade or air conditioning or fans or all of the above. One other thing that you're going to notice as you're out and about is you're not going to be as hungry. Like you're just not going to want heavy foods or hot foods. It just makes you feel hotter. So like those soups that I was talking about, think salads, smoothies, grilled veggies. I've noticed I'm just not very hungry in the summertime, especially if I've been outside for any amount of time. Maybe because I'm drinking a lot of water, or it might just be that it's just the summer and the heat. I don't know. I'm not sure. But either way, definitely look for lighter meals. Maybe doing a wrap instead of a sandwich, stuff like that. It's just a really, really much easier, great time to focus on healthier eating options because you really just don't have that inclination to eat heavy or hot foods. So, if you wanted to focus a little bit more on your health anyway, summertime might be a great idea, great option for you to start that. I know everybody starts in January, and that's actually the hardest time to do that. It's crazy. Let's see. You can get a lot of those options. Maybe if you go to the downtown market, the farmers market that I mentioned, there's actually quite a few farmers markets around in the area, and they are normally in the shade. So maybe look into doing some of those. I know there's not a lot of garage sales and yard sales and stuff like that this time of year. You'll notice that. It's just maybe one or two because people are, I don't know, really diehard on it. I'm not sure. Don't panic. Your friends, your neighbors, they're all going to be doing them again, but probably closer to like October, not August. Even if you're in your garage, it's still extremely uncomfortable. And a lot of people aren't going to attend your yard sales and stuff either because they would have to get out of their car and your car is air conditioned. So it's just not going to happen. But if you're a diehard bargain hunter, flea markets, thrift shops, farmers markets, those are all great alternatives until the garage sales and yard sales pop back up again more frequently in the fall. One of the biggest tips that I will give you is my absolute favorite product ever. You've heard of using those little cooling mist fans and stuff. Okay, those are cute. Those are great. Those are helpful. But let's think bigger. Okay. Those are nice for like a quick spritz during errands or, whatever. Have your little microfiber, have your, just kind of refresh yourself a little bit. Those are great. but I have got to tell you about the absolute best summertime product. It is my favorite. I went and got one of them, and then I went back and I've got 3 more now. But this is a Ryobi misting fan. And no, I am not getting any money from any of them. Okay. It's just a product that I absolutely love and has really saved us so much over the years. It's okay. So it's this fan, it's high powered, very strong fan. And you put a Ryobi rechargeable battery in it. And I would recommend getting the double capacity one, like the really big one, popping that in because those are good for like 6 hours. Anyway, you take this thing and you put it on top of a clean Lowe's or Home Depot 5-gallon paint bucket. Clean, like non-used. I think they sell them for like a couple bucks there. You fill that thing with water. And the little misters actually sit on top of the bucket perfectly. They're actually designed to sit on those buckets. But the little misters on the front of the fan, it sends out this little itty bitty 2 little teeny tiny streams of water. And then those streams of water hit the airflow from the fan, and it just creates this awesome, perfect mist. You can turn the water on or off. So if you just want to use the fan, that's cool too. So it's up to you. It's 2 separate mechanisms for that, two separate switches for that. I also may have put a frozen gallon of water in the bucket before, just for an added little bit of help staying cool. But that's totally up to your discretion. It depends on the situation and stuff too. But yeah, I had one of the fans, and I ended up getting several more. Now, one of the ones I have is a Ryobi one, and it doesn't have a misting option. It is just a regular fan, but it does go battery free by plugging it into the wall. So there's a few different kinds. Think about which kind you want for yourself and go from there, or maybe get one of each. Between the 3 misting fans and then the one that I can either have on a battery or plug in, I've got a lot of high powered fans that are just absolutely amazing, especially when we're going out and doing events. If I'm doing something for the radio station or something like that, at this point, they know I'm going to bring more fans than anything. And no, I'm not talking about the YouTube fans. I'm talking about some high-powered fans, because it also keeps the bugs away too. So, I mean, it just is so much more comfortable. So much more comfortable. You might want to also consider doing things early in the morning. Get outdoor exercise done by 8 a.m., I would say. You want to be outside and done before 8. By 9, you're going to be sweating to death. It is so hot and sticky by then. So prior to 8 a.m., if you're not an early morning riser, maybe consider doing it at like 7, 8 o'clock at night. Okay. That's what I would recommend. But personally, I would also recommend maybe getting a walking pad instead. Maybe just don't even, because, if it's raining or what, you don't want to have to worry about your health being dependent on the weather. So yeah, I did get one of those walking pads and I absolutely love it. It's so much better than walking outside into the sauna that we know and love as Florida. The walking pad is less than $100. Again, I'm not getting any money from this. I'm just sharing the stuff that I have found that really, really, really work and are really, really great. But yeah, less than $100. It's very, very simple to tuck these away. There's wheels and they're very lightweight. They're very small, very, very small. And unlike treadmills that have that big, huge thing that goes up and over, they don't have that. It's actually done by remote. There's a little itty bitty remote that comes with it. And it's just super, super convenient. It's really great. So you can watch, TV while you're doing it. I mean, they're very quiet too. So if you're watching TV or whatever, everybody else could be in the same room watching TV too. So it's just great. Now I have noticed that my husband, he's 6'4", his feet are like 13 and a half shoe size. He struggles a little bit on the walking pad. This is a very, very short treadmill. It's like half the size of a regular treadmill. So when you go on it, if you have a really long stride, or you want something where you can run on it, or you want to go, elevation and stuff like that, this isn't for you. This is basically just going for a walk. comfortably. That's all it is. That is all it is. So just a heads up on that. I did notice that I walked on the walking pad for over an hour and did not even know that because I was sitting there watching TikTok videos while I was doing it. So yeah, that whole thing about how you can just sit there and look on social media and the little videos and stuff. I mean, I'm sitting there watching cat videos and I'm getting some fantastic exercise. So just those are my tips. Those are the things that have worked, the things that I've used over the years. And I would have to say that, yes, it can be very uncomfortable in Florida this time of year, but we make it work. The same as if you are up north and you are, battling the winter and stuff. Is it really enjoyable? No, not necessarily. But we adapt. We get the products that we really like. We know where to go. We know what not to do, what to eat, what to drink. We know these things about June, July, and August. By the end of September, it's already cooling down again. So it's just for a few months. August is definitely the most uncomfortable, but it's also a fantastic place to live all year long, not just in the gorgeous weather months that we are going to have in the not too distant future. So I would just recommend just adapt, maybe find some great products or services yourself. Feel free to let me know if there is something that you're like, this is an absolutely amazing product. I have to let you know. Please hit me up. Let me know about it. I would love to share it in my next podcast or YouTube show. Absolutely love to, because I don't know everything. I've lived here for a few decades, but I don't know everything. So, and maybe there's some new products or new things or new tricks or maybe something your grandmother showed you or something. Who knows? Feel free to share that with all of us. If you're on our YouTube channel, please feel free to put a comment in the comment section. And don't forget to subscribe to that. We absolutely love to hear from you guys, and we love to keep you informed of everything coming up. If you're listening on the radio or on our podcast, maybe go ahead and let us know through our email. It's ger.expectmore@gmail.com. And as always, if you are looking to buy or sell a home, you want more information, please get a hold of us. That's what we're here for. We are your local real estate agents, and we do property management and sales. So yeah, we can definitely help you out with any of that. We have a huge team over here, ready, willing, and able to assist you in whatever your needs or your questions are. And, questions are free. We answer those for free. So feel free to reach out. Don't be shy. All right. Don't forget, if you're out there and about, rest often, drink lots of water, and enjoy the slower summer rhythm.